If you're subscribed to Reason Plus, you get early access to the features of Reason 12 before it's officially released on September the 1st. But I've been having trouble thinking of what to say in a video about this so far because all the new features can be summed up in a YouTube short. Reason 12 is releasing September 1st, but is currently being drip-fed to Reason Plus users who get early access. So far, it's bigger, it's brighter, it's browsier, and it has a spinning fan. Cool. So we've got better graphics and a spinning fan. Nice. You can also scale the application to whatever size you want, so you can have big fans. Reason's browser just works better, and that's about it so far. I was having a think about this, and I've started to realize that Reason is suffering from something that I've been calling technological inflation. I'll talk about what this is and why I think it's a problem for Reason users. But first, I want to show you some of the issues I've got so far with the new features. I'm hoping that this is just a beta thing and that it will be cleared up by the time it releases properly on September 12th, but I'm a little skeptical. Let's say I want to go to like 240%. Why does the browser need to be huge? These aren't high res. Let's go complex. Does that look high res? No, definitely not. How long are we gonna have to wait for this one? We still waiting. See, complex is one where, oh, there we go. Okay, now it's in high res, which is kind of great because complex is one that I think absolutely benefits from high res. Wait, it doesn't automatically load the back in high res? Currently, I feel like Reason is at the stage where they're kind of half doing everything, but nothing's quite perfect. Like, this is a good example. We've got high res on the devices and then not high res in the browser. Okay. Minor detail, but it just doesn't feel polished, you know? I get that there are a bunch of things to load and that there's probably a whole lot of technical stuff going on behind the scenes, but I'm not really concerned about that. As an end user, I kind of just want it to work like every other VST that has scaling. The way I think about it, if I am noticing problems, then they need to be fixed. Like I don't open up Massive and notice any issues with graphics loading and that kind of thing. I don't want to be aware of the loading that's happening in the background. I want to open it up and have it work. Also, yes, the browser is better, but Native Instruments browser is best. Kind of want that in Reason. One thing I am not loving about this is that you have to click on the category you want. Let's say I want to search for alligator, the effect. That doesn't work if I search in instruments. I have to actually click on effects and then type in alligator. So, okay, it doesn't, if I just go straight to Reason sounds and then type in alligator, it also doesn't work. So you still have to kind of know where everything is. It searches better, but it's still really clunky in that regard. It would be great if you could type in alligator and have it show up with everything that was related to alligator. If I click on effects now, it doesn't maintain my search. Ableton has this problem that if I type in utility, it doesn't show me everything. That could be improved in Ableton, I think. But I can just go down and it's like, utilities, utility, there it is. It doesn't delete my search when I click on a new folder. Reason could at least incorporate that. But in terms of the Native Instrument browser, if I want to search for Scarby, it automatically pops up with all the presets that are in Scarby. Or if I type piano, I get all the presets that are tagged piano. It also gives you an audio preview of what it's going to sound like. Can we have that in Reason? Never mind the fact that we can actually search everything via these tags in terms of the presets and stuff. Bass. Here are all my bass sounds. Reason if I search for bass, I've got the instruments here, but I'm like, all right, well, let me get my bass sounds. So click on bass. I still don't know what any of these sound like. And I still have to navigate through all of these folders. It's a mess. It could be far better. If we're going to make a point about improving the browser, let's actually improve the browser. All right, let's talk about technological inflation. A lot of Reason users have shifted or considered shifting DAWs because the progress Reason Studios was making in terms of releasing features seemed unbearably slow. That was one of the reasons why I switched to Ableton as my main DAW. Then, Reason Studios would release a feature that should have been a basic point update and make it one of the selling points of the new version. I think back to Reason 11 when they introduced crossfades or whatever, which they did a terrible job of in the first place, but crossfades? One of the big features that we made a deal about was adding crossfades? Come on now. That should have been a point update. Let's think about inflation for a second. Over time, the cost of living increases because the cost of goods and services increase. And so the amount people are paid at a bare minimum has to increase to match inflation. People receive pay rises, but that only allows them to maintain their quality of life in the society they live in. If they don't receive pay rises, their quality of life actually decreases because inflation is increasing. So they don't have enough money anymore. In order to improve their quality of life, they need to get pay increases that exceed the rate of inflation. So how does this apply to Reason? Well, let's take the high-res graphics thing, for example. Over time, display technology has improved. So in order to maintain quality of life for producers, at a bare minimum, Reason needs to offer higher res graphics and scalability. Promoting this as one of the main features of the new version is the same as your boss increasing your pay and then expecting you to work more when he's actually just allowed you to maintain your quality of life given the rate of inflation. I love Reason, and I want to see them do more than simply maintain quality of life for producers as though they are doing them a big favor. I want to see more innovation in their releases. According to a blog post on the Reason Studios site, we are getting a new sampler called the Mimic Creative Sampler, as well as an overhaul on the Combinator. I'm very interested to see these. Reason's Combinator has been outdated for a while, and I hope the update will actually deliver some new and innovative features rather than simply just keeping up with the technological inflation that we mentioned. In regards to the sampler, well, the reason I switched to Ableton as my main DAW was because Reason had become too limiting for me in terms of manipulating audio and working with samples. If this sampler is going to deliver for me, it will need to do more or work in ways that I can't do inside Ableton. Hopefully, the sampler will incorporate recycle and we'll finally get a good way to work with Rex loops. But guys, that is the video. I'm going to be making a lot more videos about Reason as version 12 is released. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Give this video a like. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And I'll see you next time.